Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Lesson Known Classic. This episode number 3045, Doubleshot number 2939. First up we have is The Question. This is volume 2 for the series, which was a 6-issue miniseries released in 2005, written by Rick Bach and art by Tommy Edwards. Let me show the cool artwork for the cover of the first issue. Yes, the human enigma meets the Man of Steel. Yes, the whole thing with this miniseries is that you have Vic Sage coming to Metropolis. No Hub City here. Yeah, he comes to Metropolis just to pay a visit, find out some conspiracies, develop an attraction to Lois Lane. This one she's married to Clark Kent. I've read also the description of the miniseries was that it was a semi-reboot for The Question for some reason. Not sure why. And he also runs afoul of Lex Luthor, who is in Metropolis. I'm guessing, given the fact that at the time this came out, this was just a couple years after he was moved from office, thanks to the opening story arc of Superman Batman. Now, either he has served his time at this point in time this miniseries came out, or this is set before he became president. But it's an excellent miniseries, and I do recommend people are fans of The Question. It is kind of weird having The Question in Metropolis because I don't think he's ever traveled Metropolis before. I thought this was a really cool idea. It is interesting, though, the fact to give The Question another book, like a solo book that he's had. This first one's had since the 80s. And unlike in the case of his original ongoing by Denny O'Neil, this is just a miniseries. 6-issue release till 5, roughly a year after getting the comics, but I didn't read this until many years later. Gotta admit, it's excellent. I give this miniseries I give it 9 out of 10. That was really good. And with that, basically, we're pretty much down to the main question book. There is technically one more left, and there's a few more left to go. There is like Final Crisis Revelations. There is the Crime Bible book. I probably will cover those. Probably cover those probably at the same time eventually. But moving on to a different book per se, we are moving on to Detective Comics. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're back to Detective Comics, but we're doing issues 200 to 215. Now, why these issues? Well, because I wanted to get the 200s out of the way for Detective Comics. Now, mostly put for these issues, we have stories not only for Batman, but also Pow-wow Smith, Captain Compass that comes a little bit later. There is also Roy Raymond, TV Detective, Mod Magician. He gets a little bit later. It's about 5. Originally was 4, so it's 200, and then pretty much in a way we added like one more. Now the Batman stories mostly put, with the exception of a few, like mostly put the episodes of just finding gangsters or Batman become a magician for an issue. 203 and 211 are two very noteworthy stories for the series Batman because these two are the last 2 times people will see Catwoman for over 10 years. And the reason? The Comic Code Authority. Yep, they went into effect this period of time, so they cut out Catwoman. And apparently, according to Retcon, that despite this book features the Earth 2 Batman, it was later retconned the Catwoman feature in 203 and 211 is actually the Earth 1 Catwoman, not Earth 2, Earth 1. 215 basically features an appearance by the Batman of all Nations for an issue. I think this was their second ever appearance in the comics. Yes, I believe it was. Captain Compass mostly played just a seafaring character. But it was like pirates and more. It's a bunch of sea stuff. Pow-wow Smith. At first, he's called Pow-wow Smith for a little bit, then he basically stopped calling himself Pow-wow Smith. Now, he basically is not an original character in this book per se at this point. Also, almost forgot, there's even a Robot Man feature. Yes, a Robot Man. Yep, But the time this comic came out, he was basically part of Earth 2. Yes, for some reason, DC decided to move him over to this book for some strange reason. Yeah, in case you're curious, though, was 200 the first time he appeared in the comic? No, he started appearing in the book with 238. But by 200, he's in the book for a little while longer after that. His feature would end with 202. Yep, so in a way, we have his last three stories here. Like his Batman story. Radio station CRIME. Crime. Yep. Where Raymond takes some gangsters. Pow-wow has some Western adventures. And that's kind of what these some of his characters do. There's one issue where they reveal like the origin of the Batcave. Oh, and by the way, the writers of the Batman stuff is still the month. Roy Raymond is done by Ruben Panera, who just does the artwork. No. For some reason, only the Batman one is credited with the artist. No, there's no credited writer. Ed Hamilton does issue number 201, we take on the character as the Human Target. Which, of course, basically, this is a completely different character who only appeared twice. Actually, he was simply a one-shot character they basically threw in here. Yeah, we have 5 stories here. Ed Hamilton does issue 201. 202 is basically William Wolfork. Yes. 202, the Batman story, is basically he takes on a pirate named Jolly Roger for a single issue. Yeah, he's just a one-shot character. Yeah. And here's 203, obviously. Like, the specific, it's the Earth. Yeah. That's due to a retcon. Because apparently after Batman 62, Catwoman stayed retired. Oh, and the arc for 203, it's done by Bob Kane. Oh, and 203 was the first issue feature Mystico. The Magic Detective. Yep, his whole thing is basically like yeah, 203 is his debut issue. And pretty much with 211, like I said, she retired because of Comic Book Authority. She came back in the 70s with a completely different look, where she's wearing blue. Yeah, gone is the purple outfit that's synonymous with her golden age appearance of her character. And apparently the Comic Book Authority didn't really care for her at all. Not really. The Man Who Lived Forever. Yeah, it's just some guy called Odo Naval. Yeah. Captain Compass continued from a different comic. I think it was like Starsman Comics, I think it was. Yeah. And Mystico. Now, his last appearance actually will be in the Comics 500. And in a way, these issues I'm covering here is about half of his time. 212 was actually his last appearance in the book until issue 415. So, yeah, I'm kind of in a way indirectly just mentioning basically his appearances from 203 to 212. And if you're really curious, when did Pow-wow Smith? This issue didn't feature Pow-wow Smith at all. Nope. I guess by 203 they pretty much dropped the character, where it's now just 4 characters, just Batman, Roy Raymond, Captain Compass, and Mystico. So 205 is basically the origin of the Batcave, which I find it interesting. Yeah, it's basically some Indian character just found in the cave. It's kind of basically how the cave came to be, which you can praise the fact 205 did that. And who wrote the issue? Batman co-creator Bill Finger. Excellent him for doing that. Trapped, the Trapper of Gotham City. Yeah, the Trapper. A one-shot villain who only appeared in this one issue. Yeah, it's like... And then we have Cerberus Smith, who was actually... I think this was Pow-wow Smith. No, this is a different character. This is a completely different guy. He actually was in Dan Evans' comics. This apparently was his last appearance. Yeah. Well, until issue 418. Yeah, it's like... By the way, his previous appearance was in 1952 with Dale Evans Comics number 23. Not sure why they threw him in here for, but they did. It's like, okay, because the book is called Comics, let's feature a Western character. Yep, and that will be his goodbye for him. So you can definitely say 206 is the right for that. Two 07 is the issue of Batman becomes a magician. Yeah. And aside from that, well, and apparently the Batman Surface was reprinted in Batman number 2. And Bill Finger writes the Batman Magician issue, yes. In issue number 208, The 9 Worlds of Batman. Yep, it's basically Batman going to multiple dimensions for an issue. We have Ed Herring doing the artwork for writing for this one, and excuse me. And Dick Spring, who does the very next issue as well. We just have this evil inventor appears as one issue, like, oh, Batman on screen. Okay. In 210, the brain that ruled Gotham City. Yeah, it was some gangster became like a brain in a jar and trying to convince Batman to work for him. And no writer for this one. No credited writer anyway, just Dick Spring doing the artwork. Yeah. And we have it where Roy Raymond in issue 210 goes to Metropolis for an issue. Oh yeah, and also Captain Kidd meets, Captain Kidd who turns to be just an imposter. Yeah, it was a fake Captain Kidd. I found them interesting. And here's 211, the final appearance of Catwoman for many years. She apparently now returned to Superman's Girl number 70. Yep. I think like 212 is the final story from Mystico. Also, they trimmed down the stories in here. I think Roy Raymond skips 212. Oh, the guy who fights Batman in 212 is Jonathan Bard. No relation to Jason Bard. Mystico, yeah, 212, this will be his last appearance. 213, Roy Raymond is back, and supposedly takes up Ben Franklin. Mirror Man, this, I think he was just a one-shot character. Oh no, he came back. In like Batman 157, 400. It's like his parents are very sporadic. And apparently this Mirror Man story is an early Earth 1 story. In 214, fights an archer by the name of Halbert Smith. Owen indicates Captain Compass, in case you're curious, like, how long was his feature in the book? He will last until 224. So we're a little over halfway through his time on this book. Oh, this was the first appearance of Batman Nation. Yeah, first appearance of Gaucho, Legionary, Musketeer, Ranger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Knight and Squire. This was not the first appearance. Nightmare's first appearance in Batman 62. Squire, who later became Knight, also made his debut there. And Gaucho, he is the Batman from Argentina. And Grant Morrison decided to, get this, establish a retcon with him, where he made him a horse breeder. Yep. That's what he doesn't say to that too, which got hands on. It's actually not a bad idea. The Legionary, he is just a Batman. Admittedly, he's a doofus of a character who for some reason Grant Morrison brought him back just to have him freaking die. The Musketeer, the Batman of Spain, of France, excuse me. He didn't do much. You probably thought, oh, did he join Batman Incorporated? No, he never did. As for why, it's just kind of weird. There's also Ranger. This is, of course, the original character who later died. X marks mystery. Yep, but they did have a trade called Black Casebook, which I never got hands on this book per se. No, never did. But everyone. Yeah. But those are the issues for you. I'd say probably the best Batman stories in these issues are just 203, 211, and 215. I guess the best ones. In the case of the Captain Compass ones, they're interesting sea stories. If you're into that stuff. Pow-wow is just a Western character who, the name itself might seem a bit racist nowadays, but it was the 50s, so I am not going to blame, I'm not going to basically hate on DC Comics. And here's a little fun fact for you. Did you know that Pow-wow's his appearances are not reprinted in the trade? Nope. They're not. Probably because basically maybe some people might think the name Pow-wow Smith might be a bit racist. That's probably the reason why. And in fact, he's referred to as Indian lawman. That probably, maybe some Native American, real life Native Americans probably weren't fans of his character. That's probably the reason why he probably needs to see a trade paperback. I mean, the only reason why I kind of knew about this character is he popped up in Just Like Unlimited via time travel episode. Which in the episode itself, fun fact, the extra addressing his Pow-wow Smith, he actually hates the name Pow-wow Smith. He hates it. Shows you that basically that people's tastes have changed over the years when it comes to that. Captain Compass, I could definitely see his stories for a trade. I'm surprised or not. You have plenty of material to do here. You could do probably one book. Probably wouldn't be very long. Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much the particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. turn on notifications and do this. Like, oh, I give these issues, I give them an 8 out of 10. When I come back, basically, to this book, I'm going to be, well, capping off the 200s for Detective Comics. The Question is going to be placed by Batman. But he's not going to get around very long. No, because he has 75 issues to cover for him. And now I'm done with the Batman book. Yep. But I will see you all tomorrow for Headhunting in the World. Okay, thanks you. Bye.